Hello everyone. Today we are going to see the second point of our first chapter, that is Introduction to the Computer System. That is the internal components. The second point is internal components. We will see what are the internal components that a computer system consists of. So, computer system is having many types of internal components into it, which makes a system we call as a computer system, because there are many different devices that comes together, uh, different equipments that comes together and built up a system. Okay, so we will see what are the types of components that are included into the internal of the computer. Means what is present, or what are the electronic equipments, devices, small devices that are already inside a hardware part of the computer. We are going to see into this particular video lecture. So the first one is motherboard. Okay, and motherboard is nothing but the heart of the computer, so as the processor, it is inside the processor itself. Okay, motherboard is something to which each and every device that is present inside the computer system will be connected to. Okay, second one is the processor. The processor is the one which is going to process whatever the input data we are taking from the user. So again, processor is the most important one, internal component of the computer system. Then second one is the random access memory. This is also important. As we know, we have studied in the previous video lecture that memory is the most important part, because whatever we are accessing, we need to keep it saved, we need to keep it intact somewhere. So for that purpose we read a random access memory, as well as the second foremost important one, memory for us is read only memory. Now as you know, random access is something is that is not permanent one. As you turn off the particular system, it is going to get lost. Just I'm giving you overview with the one liners so that you can understand it in the further slides. Now in the read only memory, it is a permanent type of a storage. Now then there is a video card, expansion slot, and sound cards, hard drive, and a power supply. So power supply, hard drives, expansion slots, sound and video cards are also the most important internal components into a computer system, because without these sound cards, video cards, we cannot get that graphical effect that we need to see on the screen. Let's begin with the first internal component, that is motherboard. Now what is a motherboard? Motherboard is the most important and central part of the computer system, as I've already told you. Now here on the right hand side you can see how exactly a motherboard looks like. Okay, this is something which is present inside the CPU box. Okay, now we'll see here uh, why first of all it is called as a motherboard, why the term mother or word mother is been used over here. Because it is nothing but that holds all the pieces together, because all those separate things which are present inside a computer are somewhere past connected to the motherboard only. Okay, all of these devices, small equipments that are present into the system will be connected somehow to the motherboard itself. So we have named it as a motherboard, we call it as a motherboard. Okay, then what does it include? It includes CPU, it includes RAM, ROM, all sort of the memories that are been present into the computer system will be held inside the motherboard itself, will be connected, will be processed through the motherboard itself. Then so the motherboard is been manufactured by many companies, like very popular companies like Intel, Asus, and AOpen are kind of the companies that are the popular manufacturers of the motherboard. And once again, I will tell you, motherboard is nothing but a backbone of the entire personal computer or a computer system. And again, as a review, we will repeat once again, what does a motherboard consist of? Motherboard is something that connects all the devices together and it holds all the devices together, so we call it as a motherboard. Important internal component is processor. Now processor is responsible for all the processing that a computer is doing, means taking the input and then processing it, giving solving all those arithmetic and logic operations and giving the output. So what are the four tasks that a processor do is, it takes, means it fetches the data, it decodes it, it executes it, and it's write back. Fetching means taking as the input, decode and execute comes inside the processing part, and write back means to give it on a display or to give it as a output. Understood? Fetching is something related to input, decode and execute is something related to processing, and write back is something that is related to the output. Okay, this is the task of the processor or a microprocessor. Now depending upon a different word length, there are different types of processor classified: 8-bit, 16-bit, 32-bit and 64-bit. Now what are the types of processor available? Now there are single core CPU, dual core CPU, triple core, quad core, hexa core and octa core. Now what does this core stands for? If there is a one core inside a single CPU, that will be handling all the processings, means whatever switching processing taking place into a computer system will be singly handled by one core, so it is known as single core. Dual core means there will be two cores that will be manipulating or handling all the processing. Triple core, similarly there will be three cores inside a single CPU. Single core means there will be one core inside a single CPU. Then dual core means two cores inside a CPU. Then triple core means three cores will be present inside the single CPU that will perform all the tasks. Whereas quad core means four cores. Six cores means hexa core means six cores will be present into a CPU, and octa stands for 8. Okay, hexa stands for 6 cores, octa stands for 8 cores. Okay, so similarly these are the types of processors that are present. Now what is uh, the third internal component, that is random access memory. We need to know what is random access memory first of all. In the previous video lecture I have already told you what is random access memory. It is something, a volatile kind of a memory that is getting lost whenever we turn off the particular system. So the data is lost as we turn off the system, so it is volatile in nature. We must know this because you may get confused between volatile and non-volatile. Let me just clear you once again. Volatile is something, a temporary sort of a memory. The data has been lost when the computers are turned off. Okay, and the location and the location of this random access memory is on the motherboard of the computer. That is the first internal component that we have seen, that is motherboard. Okay, now RAM has been divided into two parts. The static RAM, there are two types into it. There is a dynamic RAM. Now static, the name itself, it has having no changes into it. Okay, dynamic is something, changes can be taken place. Okay, means changes cannot be done into the static RAMs, whereas dynamic RAM memories, the changes can be done or actions can be taken. Okay, it is nothing but, static RAM is nothing but we call it as a cache memory, and dynamic RAM is nothing but we call it as a main memory. So you understood the difference between two. Is a static RAM and there is a dynamic RAM. Static, the name itself tells that no changes can be done into this memory type of a memory, whereas in dynamic RAM we can manipulate at a certain extent. We can make few changes in the, means constant changes into that particular RAM, or actions also can take place into that particular RAM, that is dynamic RAM. Then now we'll move towards the another component of the computer system, that is video card or graphic card. Video card is nothing but one of the expansion card that is used for purpose of sending the graphical information to the video displays. Okay, such as monitors, TVs or projectors. Means it's it's a provider of a graphical representation towards on the monitor, TV or the projector. Now, what does the expansion slot means? Means it consists of small sockets that are mounted on the motherboard, whereas all these graphic cards will be inserted. Now, what is the sound card? Sound card is something which is enabling the computer to get the output, record, or manipulate the sound. It is nowadays common to have a inbuilt sound card into the personal computers. Now, what is the hard drive? It's a part of a memory unit. Generally, it's a huge storage of amount in the form of GBs. You can, in the form of gigabytes, you can store into it. So it is quick access towards the large amount of data on an electrically charged surface. Now, what is power supply? Power supply is the foremost and most important part, internal component into the computer system, as it is again placed at the backside corner of the computer case. Okay, generally. And then what does it do? It is a component, it's a hardware component that supplies power to electrical devices. So it receives power from the electrical outlet and converts the AC to DC. Okay, what does it do? It takes a AC power, converts it into DC, and whatever the parts of computer the power is been required, it supplies it to that particular computer parts. Okay, so here we have seen the internal components of the computer system, starting from motherboard, then to processors. Then we have seen random access memory, read-only memory, and then we have seen different kinds of video cards, uh, different types of internal components such as video cards, expansion slots, sound cards, hard drive, and power supply.